Afternoon all. How are we all doing? Let's get this out of the way, shall we? I've just seen somebody ask for it. So there you go. Gold. Up or down? I don't know. How are we all doing? Afternoon, Kennedy, Peter, Day Trader, Themba, Gav, It's Time, Gregors, Johan, Yotko, Rico, Baggy, Yusuf, Evil, New, who asked for gold. Afternoon, Amy, Champagne. Oh, we trade gold today. No, we don't. That was a joke. Afternoon, Sarah, Joe. Right. Wrong account. So, what are we doing? This is weird being here at this time of day, isn't it? Different. Afternoon, EMAC. Alan Bay, Adrian. Anybody else? Can't say good afternoon all afternoon, otherwise we won't get anything done. So, today's first news of the week, which is the CPI, which is why we're here. So that comes out in 10 minutes. So we'll have a look through the FX pairs, what's going on with FX at the moment, all a bit sideways at the minute. And then we'll watch the CAD announcement. News overnight today. We've had some news this morning from Bailey, from the Bank of England. But we also had last night, overnight, the Japanese saying we need to stop pushing the yen again. Where the hell's that gone? There we go. No, it's not there. It's somewhere on here. Why do they never put it in red? It's really annoying. Never find it. Yesterday, isn't it? That's because I'm way too far back. Here we go. Suzuki closely monitors foreign exchange movements with great urgency. Concerns that the new NISA program, blah, 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 blah. Refuses, urges refraining from commenting on stock prices, blah, blah, blah. So basically just watching what's going on again and saying, oi, stop it. Stop pushing the yen. So the US dollar yen is coming down again at the moment. Today it had a little bit of a rally and then down again, but we've not gone anywhere. So basically it looks like the warning shot that we got has put the brakes on, which is good. Whether or not they're going to push it, we'll have to wait and see. So we're looking for that big move down from 150 on the US dollar yen, either with intervention or with just normal movement. So we're waiting still for the Japanese to kick that into touch. But other than that, overnight, there wasn't an awful lot. So this morning we've had Bailey. We've had the monetary policy meeting minutes for the Australians and for the pound. Wasn't a lot for the Aussies. But for the pound, basically, Bailey's just come out and said they will be looking at cutting rates before inflation gets to target. So the target is 2%. We're currently sitting at 4%. We didn't move interest rates last time, and we didn't also move inflation last time. So inflation is stagnating. But what they're saying is we will move it down before we get to that 2% target, which is what we kind of expect most of the time anyway. So hopefully that's all going to drop the pound, but we will see. Other than that, not an awful lot of other news this morning. So lots of stuff being said, but not an awful lot. This is the other thing they said this morning as well. I can't say when or how much rates will be cut. We're all anticipating 0.25%. We're all anticipating sometime in the summer, but nothing helpful there. So that's your news. We've got 5 minutes to go until the Canadian. So if we look at the CAD pairs, US dollar CAD, so far we've got a little bit of weakness on the US dollar or strength in the Canadian dollar. Pound absolutely gone nowhere. Nothing went anywhere yesterday either because it was the bank holiday in America. Euro CAD is in profit. I might bank that. No money, is it? This is the trouble. This looks like it's moved from where I got in a nice amount, but it's not. Look at it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 days. There's only 20 trading days in a month. 16 of them. It has gone absolutely nowhere since I got into this trade. Unbelievable. The movement on some of these instruments at the moment is just ridiculous. So I'm going to protect that with a break even, just in case this collapses down for any reason off of the CPI figure. But there's no point in banking it. There's no money there. Just can't bank anything at the moment. It's just nothing moving. Absolutely stuck. So all the rest of the CAD pairs at the moment, all stagnant, all sideways. As you can see, nothing going anywhere. We're just stuck. There's nothing. We can't do anything with anything. We are literally sideways everywhere. So we'll watch that coming out. We'll have a look through the RSIs and the ADRs in a sec as well. What's with the time changes? Yeah, basically just moving my live rooms over to more news-based. So all the live rooms now are on here. So if you go to the live room, there'll be a post going out with a link to this page every day in the Telegram group, but the live room news schedule is there. So basically what I'm going to do is on Mondays, we're going to do a weekly overview and we're going to do an analysis of everything. So a full rundown of all the pairs, what's coming up this week, what's likely to move, all that sort of stuff. If there's major news events, there'll be another one scheduled in. But as you can see, I'm looking to basically be on when there's news happening, because the market moves on news. Basically, all I'm doing at the moment is coming on every single morning and every single afternoon saying the same thing, which is nothing, because nothing's moving. It's all going sideways. Position trading is not about getting in and out intraday. It's about waiting for the market to move. So there seems little point in me coming on for an hour or two and wasting my time and everybody else's time by sitting there talking crap. That's basically what the conclusion I've come to is. So I'm going to come on and talk about stuff when stuff is going to be moving. So CAD, we're going to look at the CAD today because it's inflation, the most important thing on the planet right now, because that's what drives interest rates. So tomorrow, we're just going to do a normal 8 a.m. session, and then tomorrow afternoon, a 2 p.m. session. Then on Thursday, 8 o'clock, because we've got the European CPI figures. So they come out at 8:15, 8:30 and 9 o'clock. So we'll be on from 8 o'clock till 9 o'clock looking at those. In the afternoon, we've got the USA PMI figures coming out at 2:30. So that's when the market opens at 2:30. 2:45 is when we've got the PMIs. So we cover that one tomorrow. Friday, there's no news. So we'll just go to a normal 8 and a 2 and basically look at what's going on. So I just don't want to be tied in basically to doing live rooms at specific times of the day. And also I want to cut them back because I'm going to start mentoring. So I'm going to spend very little time doing these sessions. They're only going to be an hour long now, rather than the 2-3 hour ones, because I want to spend time with people that actually want to put time in to learning how to do this, which is not what I'm getting basically. So I covered it all yesterday. If you want to know why I'm doing what I'm doing, yesterday morning's live room, I explained everything. Go away. So this afternoon is an in-depth session on gold, oil, and Bitcoin. Probably, yes. Afternoon, Johannes, Chucks. New Zealand dollar is so bullish. What's going on there? Don't know. It's just moving. So decent moves on that. We'll have a look at the ADRs in a minute. But yeah, New Zealand dollar rallied. I suspect it's off the back of the monetary policy for Aussie. So the Aussies rallied today. This morning, obviously, we had the monetary policy for Aussie come out, but there wasn't a lot in it. So they like it, whatever it was, but not dramatically. So afternoon, Chucks. Afternoon, Blue Trader from Pontevedra. So 1 minute to go on the news. So if you've got any Canadian profit, if you've got any exposure on the CAD and it's in profit, probably worth banking. I haven't got anything at the minute. I'm just waiting for everything. It's just sitting stagnant at the moment, waiting for stuff. Euro CAD, I've got some profit on. It's not far away from target, is it? I'm just going to bank that bottom Euro CAD. Might as well just get that off the table. And then I can put targets up further in case we get a pump. Any other CAD profits? US dollar Swiss. Got any other CAD? Bank at the moment, so just check hedging accounts. Euro CAD. Okay, news is out. I'd say that's negative CAD, wouldn't you? So we'll take off the longs. So that's negative CAD. CPI will have dropped. So there you go. Just taking those longs off just in case that is just a spike. It's not enough money. US dollars dropping as well with the Canadian. So numbers going to be negative. CPI month on month, we were forecasting a rise of 0.7. We got a 0. So that's a rise of 0.3. So it's a big miss on the CPI. Median year on year is also down, and trimmed is down. Common, we wait for that to come through, but that's not going to be as important. So yeah, all down across the board. So that means basically from an interest rate perspective, obviously with the Canadians, we're sitting at 3.4 at the moment. It went up last time. It's come down now. So basically when inflation moves, it comes down and then it bounces, then it goes down, then it bounces, then it goes down. So that's confirming basically that we've had the bounce. Now we've got the next level of drop, which means that puts pressure on interest rate reduction, which means Canadian dollar weakness. When the Canadian dollar starts to weaken, that also weakens the US dollar. So we would expect the US dollar also to drop. That also takes them closer to targets. That'll probably put more pressure on an interest rate drop on the US dollar as well. So we just see what the market makes of that. Whether or not it's going to act on it or whether or not it is just a knee-jerk reaction. Looks good so far. Oh, just missed my target, look. Okay, out of that one. I've got some drawdown control that I'm covering from this morning. So I'll go through all the trades and everything in a minute, actually. So do it in one go. Okay. Afternoon, Virginia, Segar, Yusuf. What's with the 0.25 equals 75? That means that 0.25% of this account is $37.50. 0.5% profit on this account is $75. It's just to give me an idea, to remind me basically when I'm the only problem with the Trade Manager dashboard is that is actually more than 0.5% of profit on the account, but you can't see that. It's showing 0.89% in drawdown, but there's actually 0.5% I can bank. So it's just to kind of remind me. Normally I would know what these numbers are, but because I'm running 3 separate accounts with 3 completely different account balances now, I just need a bit of a reminder as to actually what 0.5% of profit is worth on this account. So this account, 0.5% is worth $75. So it's just to remind my brain, basically. Afternoon, Steve. Right. So let's have a look at ADRs and RSIs for today. So Aussie dollar, we're going to get a load of alerts going off now because this Canadian dollar looks like it might want to pump a little bit. So we'll see. So Aussie dollar CAD is an ADR. So anything that is Canadian dollar related that is running at the moment, obviously just be careful. We've just had news. So that is all negative CAD. So it's likely that everything is going to rally against the Canadian dollar and everything CAD based is going to drop. So it may be a knee-jerk reaction. The market may not sustain this move. We'll have to wait and see. We're not going to get any news out of the Canadians, I wouldn't imagine. So the Bank of Canada is not scheduled to talk. Unlikely we're going to get anything come out in the news feed. So these moves will probably continue. So Aussie dollar CAD, obviously big rally up to the upside. That's 125 ADR to the upside. So there is a mean reversion opportunity there. So you can drop down lower time frames, wait for a reversal alerts or wait for a signal to go short. Bit of a gap fill gone there. Your entry, your proper reversal entry isn't going to be for a good half an ADR. So that's going to be quite difficult to get into. Probably better to wait on these today, just in case this is going to be a sustained rally against the Canadian dollar. Aussie yen is an extension. That one's just giving you a reversal alert there. There we go. So there's your reversal alert gone in straight off of 100% of ADR. So looking for a pullback into that area there. Looking for a third of an ADR, half an ADR, something like that. So that's 21, 26 is half an ADR. So you got just under half an ADR downside on this one before you hit any previous resistance to turn into support. Euro CAD. So again, that's 150 ADR. Your reversal alert isn't going to be till down here. So your reversal alert is basically an ADR away. You're not going to get into that. Euro US dollar. If you do get into it, it means it's an A-shaped recovery and you've missed a move anyway. So Euro US dollar. So anything non-CAD related is an opportunity basically. So good reversal alert potential there. We've just hit ADR. So be looking for a push back down into this propulsion gap here. So this is the accumulation and that's the break through that high. So you'll be looking for a test of that area. And that's going to be roughly 22 pips, just about half an ADR to the downside on that one. Just wait for the reversal alert on it. Pound CAD is extended to the upside. Again, that's just hit ADR. You're not going to get a reversal on that. New Zealand CAD, same thing. Not going to get on that one. New Zealand yen. So that one's a lovely M pattern reversal going in. Why is that not drawn properly? There we go. So your reversal has just gone in there. So again, same sort of thing. You're looking for a push back down into that high there, which is 28 pips, which is half an ADR. Yesterday's high is half an ADR away. So you're looking for a reversal back down into there, roughly, if you're going to take that off of ADR. Beautiful M pattern reversal there. Textbook reversal alert. And New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Big push up on that one. You're just about to get a reversal. Again, there's an M pattern reversal going in there. However, just watch these US dollars. If that Canadian does get trampled on, that US will probably lose its strength as well, which means that everything will pump against the US dollar this afternoon. So just be a little careful shorting against the US as well. So there you go. So there's your ADRs today. There's nothing hit its weekly ranges so far. We have got a monthly now. This is the first monthly that we've got at the moment, which is Euro Swiss. Oops. So that one basically, beginning of the month is back here. So you've done your monthly range now today. So we've just tapped into that monthly range. This is the stop out that I had this morning. So that was the aggressive drawdown control position I took after the pop. Got a little bit of a push on it. Didn't manage to get a profit out of it, and it's just sat there. So since I got into it, with 4 days basically gone nowhere, and it's popped up today and took me out. So took a loss on that one, unfortunately, this morning. I have got another aggressive drawdown control position that's literally just triggered. I need to get some of this Swiss off, basically. 50. So that's extended on the on the monthly now. So this has done its monthly range. This Swiss franc's being trampled at the moment. Really getting trampled. Although obviously the CAD Swiss now is looking a lot healthier, but everything else is getting hammered against the Swissy. So right, so there's your ADRs, RSIs. There's quite a few RSIs that are just about extended. So we'll have a quick look through all of these as well. So this Canadian move looks like it's holding at the moment. So we're going to get how long have we got? 20 minutes. So if we are going to close somewhere up here, obviously you're forming a large propulsion move there. So if this continues to rally this afternoon and we get sort of another half an ADR, quarter of an ADR or so out of it in movement this afternoon, you're going to have a very large propulsion gap in there. This is due, obviously, some weakness, this Canadian dollar. So there's a good chance we might push all the way up. You see where my TP is back up at the propulsion gap up there. But we'll see where we go. If we get up to sort of 225 ADR today, I'll take that off. See what happens with that one. Right, so let's look at the RSIs. Afternoon, JC. Afternoon, Fletch. In the new structure you're putting in place, will there be an opportunity for you to hear our dulcet tones if we have any questions? What do you mean? Still got chat. Not going anywhere. Chat's not going anywhere. I'm still conversing with you, you know. But yeah, if I haven't decided yet. I haven't decided anything yet at all. I'm still thinking. I've set up a Telegram. I've set up a Discord channel today. So I might move everything over to Discord because I'm going to shut the Telegram group down. There's too many spammers. There's 2 scammers in there this morning. So I've got to stop that. Because people are just getting, it must be taking good couple of grand a month out of people in the Telegram group. I know for a fact there's many people every week contacting me saying they spent $150 with me. No, they haven't. But so I've got to shut that down because I've got to stop these scammers. Whether or not that continues in Discord, I don't know. But Discord's got much more functionality than Telegram, so. Would be nice to converse back on occasion about setups and Lambos. Well, yeah. We might be able to do that. Yeah, Discord's better for organizing content and things, yeah. But yeah. As you say, scammers are everywhere. They're everywhere. There's nothing I can do about them, really. But I think with Discord, there's probably more control and more things you can do to kind of combat it. We'll see. Right, RSIs. So there's quite a few RSIs extended to the 70-30 level. There's a couple which have got 75-25s. Pound New Zealand. It's mainly the New Zealand pair, so they've pushed an awful lot further today. So so we'll start in reverse order. We'll go from the bottom up. New Zealand dollar, US dollar, that's an ADR hit to the upside. So we just hit the 70 level on that one. So no trade at the moment on it. That's also an ADR hit to the upside. Obviously, this US dollar potentially could weaken off the back of the Canadian news. So it's good news that inflation is coming down for the Canadians. So that figure, I don't think that's updated yet. No. Updates roughly every hour, I think. So that means that there is a good chance that we might get a faster drop on that Canadian dollar interest rate, but we really need confirmation. We need the Bank of Canada to come out and give us some forward guidance. But that's a big shock today, a lot lower than anticipated. So with that, obviously, US dollar may well be weak, but we've got US dollar news coming out in the form of PMIs. And obviously tomorrow evening we've got FOMC. So there could be something coming out in FOMC tomorrow that is going to do something to the US. So I wouldn't say that anything that's extended on the US today, you shouldn't touch. But just be aware, things are starting to happen with inflation that will start to maybe pull these interest rates down faster, which means stuff will start to take off now. So we need to be a little cautious. But New Zealand dollar, US dollar, nicely extended. We'll want that a little bit further. You've got a good level. Oh, no, we've just gone past it. I was looking at this one this morning. I was going to say we've got a good level of resistance coming up. We have just gone through that resistance. So next stop is that balance there. So that nice area of accumulation there that we broke down from. So somewhere around here will be where we will test that. And potentially start a leg down from there. So I'd like to see that a little bit more extended before I get involved in it. New Zealand dollar yen is extended. So this one has taken off. Obviously, the yen, we're expecting some strength to come through. All the other yen pairs, you can see US dollar yen is coming down. Pound yen has been stable for the last 3 days. Euro yen just started to take off a little bit this morning. Swiss yen not going anywhere. CAD yen obviously now coming down, and Aussie yen has rallied off the back of that. So the New Zealand yen and the Aussie yen are rallying off the Australian dollar. This isn't weakness in the Japanese yen. It's just the fact that they are strong at the moment. So this is going to come down at some point very soon. Either the US are going to push them, which it doesn't look like they're going to at the moment, or the market, and that will make the yen just power up with an intervention move, or they are going to just pay attention and gradually move this down. So as soon as this New Zealand and this Aussie weaken, we'll probably get a fairly fast pushback on this. We've got some ADRs coming in again. New Zealand yen, New Zealand US, and Aussie US. So the US dollar weakening. US dollar weakening, or is that the Aussie pushing? The US dollar weakening. So US dollar's dropping off the back of the CAD news. So nice opportunity for a short on this one. I'm already in this from the previous RSI extension back here. So we had the initial entry taken there. Can't see that, can you? Because it's behind my head. So that was the initial entry there, New Zealand dollar yen. So we went basically sideways for 5 days, pushed up, second entry taken. Now we've put the third one on. So average is ADR. So I'm just looking for one ADR down day and we'll be out. So I'm just going to move the targets down on this. I'm going to give this a nice big target to the downside just in case we get that intervention move in. It's more ADRs going off. New Zealand dollar CAD. So that's again, that's a weekly range hit on the Canadian dollar. When was that? New Zealand CAD. So there's your weekly range on the New Zealand CAD. I got a hedge on this, so I'm not going to get a reversal alert on it, am I? Just going to stick the TP at 175 ADR on that, which is up there. So yeah, that's still pushing. So reversal alert on that one on the lower time frame. You've already had one this morning, which went in there, but obviously this is the first one that's hit ADR, and since RSI got extended. So there's an opportunity for a short there if you're not already in. I suspect most of you might be in the ends already because they've been going sideways and grinding for ages, but there's an opportunity there. New Zealand dollar Swiss is also extended. So first entry's just gone in on that one. We had a reversal alert going in there. There's your reversal alert. So first entry short on that. So in that one today, target somewhere around there. So just looking for roughly an ADR to the downside, basically. So yeah, so there's your first entry there. So exactly the same trade as this one here. RSI extension to the upside, which you can't see because it's behind my head again. So RSI extension to the upside, entry, exit, Yeah, so I'm just looking for a pullback on that leg. So that's the first short New Zealand Swiss. New Zealand dollar CAD, obviously leave that for the minute. You are massively extended now, 150 ADR. You're not going to get a reversal alert on this, whether you're trading H1M5 or ADR reversals, because it's 3/4 of an ADR away. So you're not going to get into it if you want to, unless you take a price action signal on this. Just take a bearish engulfing or a shooting star if you see one or something like that. But other than that, you're not going to get into that. Pound New Zealand extended to the downside. First entry just taken. Beautiful 3-bar reversal going in. So there's your reversal alert just gone in there. There's the entry. So long trade in. I'm just going to target up at ADR, 200% ADR move to the upside. So there's a lovely 3-bar reversal going in on this one. Just going to see how this one plays out, basically. But there's your 3-bar reversal. That is absolutely textbook. 10 minutes to go on this candle. That, if I had to take a screenshot and explain what a 3-bar reversal is, that is it. Almost to the pip. Yeah. So it's a nice, big, strong push down. Yeah. Market continues down. Buyers stop the sellers, but can't make any progress. Then they take control of the market and push back up. Yeah. Pull, pause, push. Yeah. Typically at the end of any rally, you tend to get a 3-bar reversal pattern, which basically is them putting the brakes on and the other side taking control. So perfect 3-bar reversal gain in on Pound New Zealand. Pound Odd also extended. Again, much bigger 3-bar reversal going in, but that's only just got extended. You've missed that. The reverse alert's already happened. That was the reverse alert this morning. So you've missed it. You're already in. If you're in it, you're in it. You've got Euro Pound extended as well. So lovely push up on that one. So my target's in propulsion on that. I've got 4 positions on that one already. I've already taken one off as well. So that's annoying. Anyway, so that is an ADR RSI extension, or was an RSI extension to the upside, which is just slightly pulling back. I've been waiting for this to break out for such a long time, and it's just done it, and it's rejecting really hard, which is annoying. So I've been looking for this break, which is why I've been taking this off. You can see I've taken this off 4 times now. There's a profit there. There's another one there. There's another one there. There's another one there. So I've been banking and banking and banking and banking on this, waiting for this push up into propulsion. Looks like it's just tried to break that high and got rejected. So we'll see if this holds. They may well pull it back down into this range again. But if not, we can hopefully get a support rectangle holding and push up into there. So that gets me out of the trade completely. But that's an extension to the upside. Again, it's already played out. You've missed the move. Reversal alert was there. Yeah. Coming back down. So we're looking for this area of propulsion, this accumulation basically to hold today. So this propulsion gap here, hopefully we start to buy back out of that and they can rally it further up. We will see what happens on that one. So Euro Pound. Euro Swiss, big push up to the upside on that one. Just about extended, not quite far enough for me as yet. This Swiss franc, really, really, really weak at the moment. I'm quite surprised at how weak this actually is. The Swissy at the minute, their interest rates obviously are the lowest out there because their inflation is below target, always is. But they like their inflation properly flat. So that is still coming down. So I think there's a good chance that we might get that interest rate dropping fairly quick. The Swiss are notorious for not telling us what they're doing. They just do it, which is why it's very hard. A lot of people don't trade the Swiss because it's very difficult to predict where it's going. The market seems at the moment to be getting ready for an interest rate drop. if it doesn't happen, we'll probably get this reversed quickly. But the other thing you've got to bear in mind with the Swissy is it's driven by world events. So it's a safe haven currency. So whenever there's any problems in the world, we put money into the Swiss franc because it's safe, reliable, stable, and you're not going to get anything go wrong with your money in there. So we're waiting for something to go wrong, and then obviously this will power up like crazy. So there is a good opportunity for a short there. You've got a lovely propulsion target to the downside. We are just filling the previous propulsion gap at the moment, which is going to turn into a double top off of there. If that doesn't hold and we slam through this level, you're not going to stop until you're getting back up into that area there. So you've got about 300% of ADR movement to the upside. So it's a good opportunity for short. You had one there as well. But not great, but nothing wrong with it. It's just not quite extended enough for me. Aussie US. So all these Aussies are starting to get extended now. So hang on, some news come in. Greater risk first Fed fund rate cut to come later than forecast versus sooner. Oh, that's just a poll. Okay. Federal Reserve to cut rates by 100 basis points or less in 2024, say 64 out of 100 economists. Greater risk of cut rates in Q2. Slight majority of 53 say June. Pretty much what we were expecting. So yeah, nothing particularly exciting there. I was just going to see. I just wanted to quickly check this Australian monetary statement from this morning. That was yesterday. Okay, yeah. More time to gain confidence in inflation levels. So basically they are just they're basically just saying that there's nothing at the moment that says on paper they're thinking about interest rate cuts at all, which means high rates for longer, which means strength in the Australian dollar. This is why we're getting this move on the Aussie today. So the Australian dollar basically just rallying. The New Zealand will rally off the back of that as well. So we're just getting this sustained move because they've said they're not going to cut interest rates. They're not going to put them up, but they're not going to cut them, which is slightly bullish. So these are all just normal movements. So we will just continue to do what we do. However, obviously, there's two currencies at play here. And the US dollar potentially is going to be cutting rates in June, as we've just seen, which is going to be negative. But that's months away. So there's plenty of news opportunities coming up between now and June for that to go anywhere it wants. So if that gets a little bit more extended, we come back up and return to origin 175 ADR. I should be shorting that on the next reversal alert. I want it to be a little bit more extended though. Aussie dollar yen, same thing, already in that one, got 3 on it. We'll be taking a 4th. That's the same as the New Zealand dollar yen, but that's extended again now. So we got into this, I got into this one back here on the RSI extension. We didn't get a drop. We just went sideways for 3 days, came back down, and then we've had this 3-day rally. So scaling into this one, ready to get out on the drop. This whole move basically from here is what I would expect them to undo. So we're looking for some, a decent 50% retracement on the leg. It's just a very long leg. It's taken like 2 weeks plus, basically. So don't have a problem with shorting that, especially with what's going on with Japan at the moment, as just shown you there. FX market influenced by multiple factors, us included. So Japan basically saying, stop it. So that's coming down at some point. Aussie dollar Swiss also extended. Swiss franc weakness. Reversal alert you've just had on that one. And that's retesting nicely. So it looks like some potential Swiss franc. Can't tell with the CAD, can we? So a little bit of potential Swiss franc strength starting to creep in. Not masses, but some strength coming on the Swissy. So starting to undo that Aussie dollar Swiss. So there's your H1 RSI extension. Your reversal alert has already triggered. So just look for a push down into the nearest propulsion gap. Yesterday's high, really, but I mean, that's not particularly a lot of movement, is it? So the main propulsion gap you've got to test is this one here at ADR. So a decent ADR of movement to the downside. That's where I'd go on that one if you're shorting that. And Aussie dollar CAD also extended. Canadian dollar, obviously all over the place at the moment. So we'll have to wait and see where that goes. So there's your RSIs. There's a couple of those 4-hour RSI extensions as well. The biggest one at the moment is New Zealand dollar. That's extended on the 4-hour, nicely extended above the 75 level. Again, we're looking for a pullback on that leg at some point. And there's a load more RSIs. So there's a load more RSI extensions coming now. New Zealand dollar CAD, obviously, that's now extended above the 80 level. Above 150 ADR, RSI as well. You've got Aussie CAD and Aussie Yen also now extended way above that 80 level, so and 75 level. So good opportunities for shorts there, and all 4-hour RSI extensions as well. So everything getting a little bit stretched, ready for a pullback. I haven't banked much this week. I did a tiny loss today on US dollar yen. So basically, yesterday I had an aggressive drawdown control position on this here, which basically I put a break-even stop on it because we basically didn't go anywhere for 2 days. So I was like, well, it's not going down, so might well go up. So that stopped me out. That is actually a break-even stop. So that loss that you can see on the P&L there of $83, that is swap. So in 3 days, I've incurred $83 worth of swap on this. It's killing me. This yen is just hideous to trade at the minute. So that's not really a loss. It's actually a break even, but I just had to pay the swaps on the trade. So I've got these aggressives on again. So that aggressive that I took there is still on. I've got that trailing now and this one trailing. So this is running a 20-point trailer. I'm just going to take these off. If this thing doesn't drop, if this US dollar doesn't drop dramatically or this yen doesn't start to power up dramatically, there's a good chance we're just going to sit in accumulation. So I'm just going to bank these two, put them in the bank, because there's nothing you can do with it. Literally, there's so many of these at the moment. We are just stuck. I've never been so stuck for so long without banking anything. The entire month, look, we're on 3.37% for the month. Just not moving. Nothing moving. Not in particular a lot of drawdown either. The only thing that's in drawdown is the US yen and the pound yen. That makes up 8% of that drawdown. So I'm literally in 3% of drawdown on everything, apart from 2 yen pairs. It's just hideous. But nothing you can do when the market is stuck. The market is stuck. You have to wait. So patience, basically. So US dollar Swiss, that's approaching break even. So target on that one. At the moment, I'm targeting all the way down at this propulsion. The way this is going, though, I want to take some of this off if we get down here. So I'll take that one off down there, basically, if we get there, which will be an ADR hit to the downside. Just because I've got no faith in anything going any further than a couple of ADR a week. That's literally all we're getting in it. So nothing banking much on this one at the minute. ADR, pound US dollar has just hit ADR as well. CAD yen has hit ADR. So a couple more gone in there. Pound US has just tapped ADR, look, and reversed off of it. So you're not going to get a reverse alert for a good half an ADR on that, so you won't get into that one. But that's just pushed up on that US dollar drop. So there's a few big extensions. Aussie dollar CAD is now 175, and so is Euro CAD. So big stretch move there. So this is either a knee-jerk reaction, and we'll get an announcement, or the market will suddenly do the maths and go, actually, too early, and we'll just get an A-shaped recovery on all these moves, or this is going to put in a large propulsion move akin to this, where it is actually, looks like the CAD's coming down. Therefore, we get a continuation move, which will last for anything up to a week, 2 weeks. And then obviously will then mean revert, as we are doing now. So this is the mean reversion of that move there. So yeah, if this continues, obviously be prepared to be in it for a bit. But same with the Euro CAD as well. Bear in mind, we've got the PMI figures coming out tomorrow for no, we haven't. Thursday, sorry. We've got the PMI figures coming out for Euro on Thursday. So we've also got PMIs for the US and the CAD as well. No, it's CAD's retail, isn't it? So there's a lot of news basically that could undo all of this coming out over the next 2 days. So we'll be on for that when that happens. So ADR reversals up 11% on the month. Took a drawdown control this morning on that. What did I take a drawdown control on this morning? Euro Swiss. So yeah, that was the Euro Swiss trade. So that was the aggressive drawdown control position I put on Monday, Friday, Wednesday last week. We just literally didn't go anywhere. So that came off this morning, didn't work. Having another crack at it now. Basically, the assumption I'm making is that this Swiss franc weakness is going to stall. We've got all of this move for 2 weeks, well, 3 weeks now. We've had literally no strength whatsoever for 3 weeks in the Swissy. So we've got to get some kind of unraveling of this move coming at some point. All I'm looking for is a retest of this propulsion move off the back of the news. So I'm only looking really for a couple of ADR drop to get out. If it gets an ADR to the downside, I've got an exit. It's just, this is the problem at the minute. What we're not getting is an ADR. We're just not getting ADR movement. We're getting these pushes, grinds. Push, grind. That's the way the market is moving at the minute. It's very irregular. Nothing you can do. Nothing's trending. The market's scared of everything. Anything happens, it's scared and it sits there and goes, quick, put some money in, stop. It's literally the movement we have at the moment. It's just jerky, horrible. Very, 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 very difficult to trade. So so Euro Swiss basically, I've got another aggressive on this one, which may or may not work. But I'm up 11.5 on the account. There's a load more to bank, US dollar Swiss being the prime candidate for banking at the minute. I'm going to go with the continued weakness on the US. I think we'll carry on with that. So there's nothing here at all that I'm worried about, really, apart from that Euro Swiss. And the Aussie Swiss is getting a little deep as well now. So everything you can see there in the P&L, there's nothing really big. We've got a couple of 1.5% in there, 2.5%. It's all just normal stuff. So the Euro Swiss is the only problem on the ADR reversal account at the moment. And now the Aussie Swiss because of the rally today. So another position's gone on that one this morning. We've just had a reversal alert there. Yeah, so there's your reversal alert. So hopefully that will retest and we'll get a little bit of weakness coming through on the Aussie or strengthen this Swiss. I literally need one ADR of movement in the Swiss franc. That's it. Everything's undone. So just waiting basically for the banks to profit take the move, which they're not doing at the minute. So as you can see, that I'm only an ADR away from getting out. So just target that propulsion there with that trade, which is 150 ADR. We've got all the Euro news coming tomorrow. So if we get a load of negative PMIs tomorrow for the Eurozone countries, the Swiss franc will come down with the Eurozone as well. So that might hinder this a little bit. But if we get a load of positive move on the Eurozone tomorrow, that will help the Swiss franc strengthen and that will come down. And obviously the Aussie side of things, we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that one. But so yeah, so up on the account, but I just can't get any of these moves back out again. The hedging account banked 32.8% this month. So that's doing very nicely, as it always does. It just banks and banks and banks. But it's always in loads of drawdown, obviously. So there's nothing particularly worrying in there apart from funnily enough, the Swiss franc, New Zealand Swiss. So that one's in nearly 4% of drawdown. But this is the beauty of hedging. Yeah, you're constantly banking, and everything that you have hedged is constantly going into drawdown. So as long as you're banking constantly in large amounts, I can just say, right, screw it, let's get out the New Zealand dollar Swiss, take that 4% hit. Damn, I've only made 28% this month. Get rid of the pound yen or the pound Swiss, which is in 3%. We just take another 3% off that. It's not a problem, is it? But I'm loath to take this off or do any DD control on it just yet, because I really think we got that Swiss franc movement. So tomorrow, I will see what happens with the Eurozone news. If these PMIs all come out as positives, I'll probably have to start doing some DD control on the Swiss. Otherwise, just going to let it run. So we'll see what happens. So there you go. So that's where the accounts are at the moment. 2% bank today. I've got more I can bank, but I'm just going to leave stuff running at the minute. Three on that, haven't I? Just in case I'm not here. So yeah, there's nothing else to bank on that at the moment. There we go. That is everything. The DAX this morning, couldn't get any money out of the DAX this morning. As you can see, it's just gone nowhere. It's the story of our lives at the minute. The market just flat as a pancake. So the DAX this morning got hedged. Had a nice break, 1R to the upside. Then it came back down and broke 1R to the downside. Then it pushed back up inside the range and sat there for ages. I got out the short. And then as we pushed back up, I got out the long this morning. Out flat, tiny loss. Couldn't get anywhere with it because it's not going anywhere. So this market at the moment is just so frustrating. There's nothing you can do with it. It feels, I've never traded through this kind of flatness is all I can really describe it as, where we've just not got any normal market structure movement happening. It's just all erratic, which is partly why I've kind of decided to look at news more and spend more time focusing on this, because at the minute there is no speculative movement happening where we normally get these nice waves and trends and market structure and nice pullbacks, symmetrical, everything just working. At the minute, what we're getting is total nuttiness. Then we've got no idea what we're doing. And that's more what market structure looks like at the moment. It's this. So we sit and wait all week. We wait for that. Then we sit and wait. So nothing moves tomorrow until tomorrow evening. And then after tomorrow evening, the euro is going to move in the morning. Then the euro won't move again until the next release next week. It's just the way the thing is going at the moment, because the market is absolutely crapping itself about one of these dropping by 0.25%. Then everything is going to start to move again. But we've had a good 18 months of rallying interest rates where everything's just been beautiful. Now we've been sitting here for 3 months, 6 months in some cases. Absolutely no idea when it's all going to come and get undone, which it is. But until somebody says something with any conviction and stops saying June, July, maybe August, until they stop doing that, the market is going to do nothing but that, because we don't know what to do. We're going to sell all of this when it starts to come down. But until you tell us with any conviction when it's going to happen, we're just going to sit there and do that. And the news events are just going to drive it, like we just seen with the CAD, up and down erratically. And they may or may not undo those moves within a couple of days. And it's the same as usual. We get the A-shaped recovery. Yeah, we said exactly the same here, didn't I? Yeah, this is what the propulsion gaps show you, where those moves started. What happens when we come back to them? We either bounce off of them or we complete them, but we always come back to them. So it's a case of just following the money as usual. But at the minute, it's erratic sideways movement after these news events, which is just frustrating as hell. Which means, unfortunately, with position trading, large drawdown for prolonged periods, because that's all you can do. You can't take the profit on the moves because the moves aren't happening. They're just moving into drawdown and waiting. Then they move into drawdown again, and then they wait. Then we need that one negative news event, which takes it out of drawdown and banks all the money. As we saw last month, I have 9% days. I think I had one. I haven't had one. Which account was it? Yeah. 9.7% last week because everything just went on one news event, moved. That's it. You're just waiting for paydays at the minute, unfortunately, which is frustrating, but not a lot we can do. Let me just catch up on the chat. If there's any other pairs you want to look at, let me know. Afternoon, JC. I think I've already said that. Discord is better for organizing content and FAQs. Yeah. Is Discord going to be for all, or is it sub only? No, no. It's just moving. I'm just moving house basically to Discord. But it's slightly daunting for me because I spend a lot of time in Discord, but I've never run a Discord server. So there's going to be a learning curve setting up Discord. And if it turns into a massive headache, I'm just going to go screw it because I don't want more admin. That's the last thing I want is a load of extra work. So, but it's just much nicer having things segmented out, I think. And I know there's a lot more you can do with it. So, but it won't be subscription, no. It's just going to be like Telegram, but you'll be able to chat in the area that you're interested in. A lot of people are trading, are only trading SIH or they're only trading ORB. So those people will live in the SIH ORB channels, whereas everybody that's position trading will live in the position trading channel. Everybody that's trading with the market reverse alerts indicator, trying to pass proper valuations using stop losses, they'll all be in the market reverse alerts indicator channel. So you'll have your own areas where you can be, if you like, and then we'll have general areas for stuff. There'll be an area for other stuff as well, just general chat and things. But yeah, no, it's not going to be charged. It'll be just normal. Morning, Mayor. Did you turn off trading on CAD pairs before the news? Nope. I did not see a short entry on New Zealand dollar CAD. Why would I have one? There was no extension on it. Well, for me anyway. Afternoon, Brian. Any news on the new EA? Yeah, it's all working. All working well. It's pretty much done. It's running back testers at the moment, actually. I'm just running an optimization. How many is this done? 116. And we've got 84 profitable. So I'm just running a system parameter permutation test on the standard settings at the moment, just to make sure that it's working. 115 and 84. So 73% profitability. That's good. So that's way above the 60, which is my minimum. So yeah, it's just running permutation tests to make sure it works. And then I'll run individual tests on it. But yeah, it's all good, all working, all doing what it should be doing. I've completed all the drawdown control, aggressive drawdown control. This is the old version. But yeah, so it's got automatic drawdown control, which works on percentage account. So the main difference I've done with this EA, which is what I wanted to do with the market reversal alerts EA, is it works on individual trades. And it works on the percentage drawdown on the individual trades rather than ADR. So at the moment, the market reversal alerts EA works in, you take a trade, you set automatic drawdown control at 1.5 ADR. When it gets to 1.5 ADR, it closes out a percentage of that trade. Yeah. I don't think that's the best way to do it. I think the best way to do it is to close out a percentage of that trade when it hits a percentage in drawdown. So if a trade in an individual trade within a position hits 2% of drawdown, I want to close a third of that out automatically. Not the whole position. I just want to close a third of that out. The reason being is if you're using scaling. Yeah. So one of the problems with the way that the market reversal alert CA runs at the moment is if you're using a lot multiplier. So let's say, for example, you go short with 1 there, then you go short with 1.3, then you go short with 1.5, then you go short with 1.9 or whatever it may be. Yeah. When that has moved 1.5 ADR in drawdown, there's a monetary value attached to that, which is a percentage of your account. When this position has moved 1.5 ADR against you, it's twice as big as that. Yeah. So what happens is in a squeeze, automatic drawdown control will do a lot more damage to your account when you are just getting out because it's moved a distance. What we should be doing is focusing on each individual trade and saying, right, this has moved 2% into drawdown. I need to get rid of some of this. Now, for the positions which are taken up here, 2% of drawdown is going to happen a lot faster. But if you don't do it when it gets there and you wait for it to get 2% into drawdown, 1.5 ADR against you, that's going to cost you a hell of a lot more money to do DD control. So I've rebuilt the drawdown control system in the way that I do it myself. Whereas what I do is when I'm doing drawdown control, so for example here, yeah, banked 2% today. What I'll be looking at is, right, I need to do some DD control. What should I do DD control on? What is the worst thing for me at the minute? That thing there. That's in $324 a drawdown. That's in $308 a drawdown. Yeah. That's what I'm looking at. There's only 2 things I want to do DD control on because they're high monetary values. Yeah. So 0.5% is $75. So that's quite a lot of drawdown, isn't it? Yeah. So that is about 2% in drawdown. So if I'm going to do DD control, that's where my focus is. Not the one that got taken here and has moved 3 ADR against me, because if that's only in 0.75% of drawdown and it's moved 3 ADR against me, I can't give a monkeys. I'm interested in what's causing me pain at the moment. Yeah. So the new version, the new position trading EA, I must stop saying new version. It's nothing to do with the market reversal alerts EA at all. The new EA basically will focus on how much is this trade hurting me? I want to get out of that. There is also an automated aggressive drawdown control position system built in, which is there. So you can say, when the account, the position, again, working in a slightly different way. So when the total position drawdown, yeah, not individual trade position, but the total position drawdown is in X%, I want you to start taking aggressive drawdown control positions for me, and I want you to put a stop loss on them. Yeah. So exactly the same as I've just done on the Euro Swiss. Yeah. So this one here was an aggressive drawdown control position. It didn't work out, so it stopped out. So this was put on with a stop loss. All aggressive drawdown control positions have to have a stop loss because they will be anything up to 100% of the size that you have on the account. And again, that can all be set within the EA. So you can say, I want my aggressive drawdown control positions to use 75% of the total lot size I've got on that position when I get to 4%. So something hits 4% in drawdown. I want you to get in with an aggressive drawdown control position using 75% of the total lots I have on it and put an ADR, half an ADR stop on it. Yeah. So that's all built as well. I've got to test all that yet, but that's all done. So yeah, it's all coming along nicely. But I'm just doing normal testing at the moment on the RSI strategy. Because again, the other thing about this is we're just going to be brilliant is, do you want to trade ADR reversal strategy or do you want to trade RSI strategy? Just pick one, yes or no. Press the button. That's it. Don't have to worry about anything else. You can fine tune everything, but it's just super simple. So, yeah, I'm just testing it basically to make sure it's, first of all, making profit, obviously. This is only a test over a year, so it's a short-term test just to test the robustness of the strategies, which is fine. And then I'll do all the thorough testing. So, yeah, getting close. But that is why I'm cutting down the live rooms, because I want to spend some time doing this, and I can't. So I've actually made a lot of progress in the last 2 days. JP Morgan analyst saying the Swiss central bank selling reserves, clear evidence. Cool, good for them. I don't know what that means, but if they're selling the reserves, I guess they're getting rid of some Swiss franc. We'll all buy it again if something goes wrong. So if you take a profitable position off and the market pushes against you, will the EA retake that position when the ADR distance or MRA confirms? Yeah. So the EA, the new position trading EA that I'm building and the market reverse alerts EA will do that. So that one I showed you, the euro pound. Yeah. Is it euro pound? No. Or was it on H1M5? So there you go. So that was a position trade taken by the EA. I decided to close it out. Market pushed down again. It took another trade because the distance between those two was 3/4 of an ADR. I decided to take that one off again. Market pushed down. The EA put the trade back on again. I took it off, pushed down. The EA put the trade back on again. We pushed down further. The EA put another trade on. I've taken that one off this morning. If this drops down to here, the EA will place that trade again. Yeah. So it looks for, where was my last entry? Have we moved X amount beyond that? Brilliant. Then let's wait for a reverse alert and let's get in the market if one occurs, as long as we're below the distance that we've set. So yeah, it will do all of that, which is done here. And the reason it does that is because you have to do this sometimes. Yeah, if the market is doing this and you identify it's not going anywhere, just keep banking. Bank, 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 bank. And because I could take this off. This morning when we got above average here, I could have taken that off and closed the whole thing out. This is all 100% profit. All of these moves here, that's profit, that's profit, that's profit, that's profit. If I get up to here and close this out at break even, I've made 4 profits on the trade. It's all profit. Just because I've closed the final part of the position, these 4 positions at a break even, doesn't mean I've given up on the trade. I've banked a load of money on it. I say a load. Over a period of weeks, because it's literally gone nowhere but sideways. But yeah, it does that. So does the new one. The new one actually marks out the entries on the chart for you as well, so you can see visually where it's going to get you in. Afternoon, Evans. Euro yen. Have a look at euro yen. So euro yen, I've got shorts on at the moment. I think I've got shorts on the ADR account as well on the euro yen. Yeah. Yeah, basically it's stuck, as we know, again. So this is if we scroll out and look at where we are, we've got a resistance coming up here at the moment, but tomorrow morning we've got the news. So I'm expecting tomorrow either a push up, an ADR or so push up on this, or a push down. However, at any point, and it's really going to depend on that US dollar yen, at any point the Japanese could liquidate and basically pump that yen. So I'm not having any problem holding anything short against the yen at the moment, because either the Japanese or the US are going to drive this back down again. So Literally just waiting. I've only got 3 positions on it. As you can see, average is there, ADR is there, so I'm well within ADR. Just waiting. Waiting for a down day, and all we're getting is like half a down day. Don't fancy it. Little bit of a grind, little bit of a grind. Yeah, this is, as I was saying earlier, this is all we're getting at the minute is just grind. Yeah, there's no movement. Grind. Grind. Yeah, so we push up for less than an ADR, sideways for a couple of days. Push up less than an ADR, sideways for a couple of days. Push up less than an ADR. Yeah, news event. That's what we're doing. So just short. Just short, waiting for the Japanese to pull their finger out. This is typical. All of this stuff. Yeah. Japan's Finance Minister Suzuki notes, FX market influenced by multiple factors. We are closely watching FX movements. We are not happy about FX movements. Talk, 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 talk. Eventually, they press the button and it just comes crashing down. But that's what we're waiting for. Just got to wait. Just one of those things. Got to wait. I'm now on high drawdown on New Zealand dollar, yen, Aussie dollar, Swiss, New Zealand dollar, Swiss. 1% each. That's not high, Yusuf. That's less than normal. If you think 1% drawdown is high, you need to go and watch the Bootcamp again. 1% of drawdown is just trading. Yeah. Just think about before you discovered position trading. You would go short. You would risk 1% of your account on a tiny little movement. You would get stopped out and lose 1% of your account. Then you would get in again with another 1% risk. The market would move down. You'd move to break even on it. You'd come back up. You get stopped out at break even. So now you're 1% down. You've taken 2 trades and you've got nowhere. So then you'll have another go the next day. And that stops you out as well. So now you're 2% down, yeah, in a week. What we do is we go short. We wait for a week. And we're in 1% of drawdown after a week. We've lost nothing. You're just using your account risk to trade. That's totally normal. You will be in 0.5%, 1%, 2% drawdown on everything for a period of time because we are waiting for the market to move. So it's not high drawdown. If you think that's high drawdown, you're going to struggle with this strategy when you get into 10 to 15% on your account, and you will, because that's what you need to do to make the market move, or to allow the market to move. Discord can be more organized, yeah. Will you be streaming in Discord? Nope. Well, I don't know. I didn't know you could. Probably not. I'd rather use YouTube, but it's an option, I suppose. I don't know. I really haven't looked into it in any detail. So I know there's a lot of stuff you can do in Discord. So I will investigate when I have time. Afternoon, David. Hope you had a good vacation weekend. Yeah, it's very good. Did some mountain biking. Went to see some ships in Portsmouth. Saw the new British destroyer. That was interesting. This thing is absolutely massive. Massive. That's not the Queen Elizabeth. It's the battleship. There we go. That thing. That was docked in Portsmouth Harbour when I was there. We saw the back end of it here. It's like a city. I mean, it's impossible to describe how big that thing is. It looks quite small there, but when you're standing next, there was an Italian frigate moored, right? And it looked huge. It had like helicopters on the 3 helicopters on the deck and like little stick people walking around. And then moored next to the Italian frigate was that thing. 13.5 billion that cost. Very impressive. Huge. unbelievable, the size of the thing. 7.6 billion. There you go. So it's about 13. I think it's $13 billion or something it cost. But my God, what a massive boat that is. How does it float? In prior sessions, you mentioned that you were looking for a good overseas broker for US traders. Nope, I haven't looked into it in any more detail. No. So, I mean, if anybody's got any, the problem is at the moment, the US are really cracking down. All the prop firms are now stopping accepting US clients. A lot of them have now announced that they can't take US clients anymore. There's a lot of regulation being looked into after this My Forex Funds debacle. Basically, My Forex Funds director screwed the entire industry by stealing all the money and running away and then destroying the industry behind him. Good for him. But yeah, so basically there's a lot of regulation stuff being looked at the moment. Whether or not you can find a good one or not, I don't know. I just want to try and find one so that I can recommend one to people, because I get asked all the time, and anybody that isn't in the US, Robo Forex, it's who I use. I've used them for a long time now. I've got no problems with it. Everything you see here is these are all Robo Forex accounts. You know, there's nothing wrong with it, but apart from this one, which is Darwin X. Market's just opened as well. So, blimey. So yeah, so basically, I haven't found one, but I'm looking for one just so that I can recommend to people that ask, because you've got to have high leverage or high margin requirement for position trading. You can't trade on 1 to 30. It's just not going to work. So, Gav, got to get the kids from school. Probably gone. Actually, my risk on H1M5 is 0.1 on each trade. So that's why I'm saying it's high. Yeah, 0.1% over what though? Over half an ADR? That's on one individual trade though, Yusuf, isn't it? Yeah, so if you take 4 trades and it moves half an ADR, that's 0.5%. Although it won't be, will it? Because it will have moved by 3 ADR to get there. So the first position will be 3 ADR in drawdown. Your second position will be 2 ADR in drawdown. Your third position will be 1 ADR in drawdown. So do the maths on that. That's 1%. If it pushes 5 or 6 or 7 ADR against you, which it will at points, you're going to be in 4 or 5% of drawdown on an individual position. 1% is just living. Yeah, it's just normal. Good ways to stream on YouTube and let the content organize in Discord with screenshots, daily charts information, etc. I mean, let the content organize. You know what that means. Got the MRE EA yesterday and forward testing on demo account. Good man. Good way to do it. Use the demo first, get used to it, understand what it does, understand the problems before you set it live. I saw a US aircraft carrier in Portsmouth and it's twice the size of the UK one. Yes, I saw that as well. It was the Gerald Ford. I was out sailing in the English Channel on a yacht with a mate, and the Gerald Ford was in. This was when Trump visited the UK. I think it was for a climate conference or something. And the Gerald Ford came over with, was it the Gerald Ford? I'm going to have to look that up. This thing came over. We couldn't get within, there's a 1.5 mile exclusion zone around it. So we were sailing in the English Channel. Bear in mind the English Channel is probably only 2 miles wide. It's quite hard to keep a 1.5 mile exclusion zone in something that's only a couple of miles wide. But this thing was in the middle of that channel, and there was like ribs with Navy SEALs flying around, keeping us away from it. that is way bigger than our one. So this thing, compared to that, this thing is tiny compared to that thing, which is way bigger. Way, way bigger. And way more expensive, I'd imagine. Don't know how much it costs, but I should imagine that cost a hell of a lot more. Doesn't say how much it cost, did it? What, only does 30 miles an hour? Rubbish. What's ours do? Where's the speed then? Oh, there we go. 25, oh, 29. Oh, even the Americans' boat even goes faster than ours, look. Hedged on the S&P and the NASDAQ this afternoon. I shall deal with those later. Upside target on the NAS will be yesterday's high. And downside today. It's got to be last week's low to the downside. The S&P. Upside target yesterday's high as well. Downside. That's a tricky downside target today. There isn't really any. Go with ADR, I guess. Just over ADR to the downside on the S&P. No trades on the Dow. Dow ranges were not right today. Pre-market range was too big today. And the opening range on the Dow, 120. That's a third of an ADR, that candle on the Dow today. The size of that. No trade on that today. Of course, coming down pretty fast. That US dollar is probably rallying, I guess. Let's have a quick look. Too much. No, it's not. US dollar is still weak. Indices are also weak. Just hit TP on Euro US dollar. So out the Euro US long. Which account is this on? I don't know. I've got so many accounts running at the moment. I'm getting so confused. Not enough profit there, is it? Euro CAD, I might bank that as well. That's worth sticking in the bank now. It's 0.25%. Going to bank the Euro CAD. Need to get some money in the bank. I'm going to take that US dollar Swiss off that top position on the US dollar Swiss. I've been working this, as you can see, on the ADR reversal account. I've been working this since I got in, doing DD control. So just close that one out there. I'm not going to do any drawdown control using that profit because I've already done an aggressive drawdown control position this morning, which hasn't worked out. So that just basically gets the money back from the aggressive drawdown control position that failed. The price is well within an ADR. So if we get a down day on this tomorrow off the back of PMIs, or we get positive PMIs on the euro, this will all be down here anyway. So I'll be able to close that whole position out. But I'm banking that is too much to leave running. So, and obviously if it pushes back up again, that will get placed back again, and I'll take it twice. Got some profit available on CAD Swiss as well. I'm going to leave this CAD Swiss running. I've got a feeling this is going to run this CAD. Right. Just catch up on the charts. Yusuf, half an ADR, also drawdown control is enabled. Percentage drawdown is 1 -1, close third. Yeah. Up to you how you set it up, Yusuf. There's no right or wrong. Just set it up however you want to within your comfort levels. Test as well. I would just go back test stuff. Afternoon all. I'm struggling to get the MRA EA to set levels on demos. On demo. To set levels. I've set the level I want in the set file, but it won't take any trades. I want to take a hourly reversal off the level I set. Yeah, it'll do that. Not a demo account. I meant strategy tester on a live account. Yeah. Steve, how's the new EA coming along? I literally covered that about 20 minutes ago. Yeah, so the market reverse alerts EA, if you want to use a level, just reset it. So you just set the level you want down here. I need to test it. Just updating my tick data. Hang on a minute. I literally just updated my tick data to the latest date. So it's just got to regenerate the history file. A few earning this week, so might see volatility. What on the on the stock market, yeah. Although earnings fortnight was really rubbish. We had so little movement on earnings fortnight this year. It was terrible. Earnings doesn't seem to be doing an awful lot at the moment, but right, there we go. Oh, come on. So let me just find a level. Let me do this in control points because otherwise it's going to take forever. Okay, so there we've got, so let's say I want it to hit 135.220. So just need to turn off stuff. Should be fine. Should be fine. So 135.220. Whoops, no. 1.35220. Yeah. So that number there, sell price level, yeah, it will not sell unless it's hit 135.220. So if I set this to 135.700, for example, yeah, and start that, it shouldn't take a trade. Although I haven't checked all the other settings. There you go. So it didn't trade, yeah, because I set it to 135.700, which is up here somewhere off the top of the chart. So if I stop that and then reset that to 135 300, yeah, and run it again, that should take a short. Didn't. There you go. So it did there. It took a long. Oh, because it's the opposite level, isn't it? 1.353. Okay. Yeah. So you basically got to set the level. So all this does, this input here, it's an override basically. So the price touch feature means that if it hasn't touched that price, yeah, within that number of bars, it will not take a trade. So that's basically the way it works. Very, very simple. It's just an override which says basically, it's kind of the last check. It goes, let's check everything in here, right? Have I touched that price in the last 10 bars? No? All right, I'm not going to do it. That's literally what it does. Very simple input. But I wouldn't use it, to be honest. It's absolutely rubbish. Doesn't work. It doesn't work consistently, and you just don't need it. Again, as I said, the market reversal alerts EA, the whole reason I'm building this new EA is because all of these inputs in here make the thing run like a snail. Overcomplicates it. No one can understand what the hell it is, how it works, what they're doing with it. It's a Swiss Army knife that literally I built because I wanted to trade RSI extensions. All this stuff in here, everything in here is something that somebody asked me for, and I went, yeah, no problem. I'll add that, I'll add that, I'll add that, I'll add that, I'll add that. And now everybody complains about it because it's too slow and it's too complicated. Whereas this thing has been running for 5 hours and it's done 130 system parameter permutation tests over a year in 5 hours. It's like lightning. Brilliant. And 92 of those 130 tests have generated profit. The video this week, is it? What am I doing? Trading. Earnings. Where are we? 20th of February. Got Etsy tomorrow. And the video, yeah. Aftermarket, though. This is all aftermarket tomorrow, so you won't see the impact of any of that until Thursday. And you got Fiverr pre-market on Thursday and Moderna. So, yeah, tomorrow we got Palo Alto this afternoon as well. They're big. Home Depot. That was pre-market today. This might be moving off the back of pre-market Home Depot. There's Walmart is a beat. Home Depot is a beat. You see, this is the thing. This is the thing that I'm finding with these earnings reports. Yeah, these are both positive. Yeah, they've beat earnings. Stock prices rally. Not doing what it says on the tin, is it? Earnings don't seem to be doing the right thing at the moment. This should be rallying. I'm out of the NASDAQ shorts. Getting close to S&P as well. But out of the NASDAQ shorts, going to take an aggressive off of 3R. Hopefully, we're going to get a bounce off of the support here. So we got last week's low and the previous week's low out of this propulsion move. And then we've got that 150 ADR there. So looking for a bounce out of here or just a straight bounce out of this low. See what happens on that one. Nvidia can sell 5 times as much as they can make. Yeah, I know. At the moment they can. They have been for a while, haven't they? I mean, since COVID kicked in and we had a shortage. I mean, the trouble at the moment is there's a shortage of gold because Russia's got most of it and we're not doing any import or export with Russia because they are such a stockpiler of gold, an exporter of gold. We've got a shortage of gold. Gold is used in all electronics and cars. So we have got a massive demand for all those things at the minute, and we will continue to do so until they let that gold out. But they're not going to, because it's the only bargaining chip they've got at the moment. Afternoon, Florian, considering they just killed another politician. it said on the news yesterday that because of what Putin's done to kill his opponent off now, another Novichok murder, he's going to, the rest of the world is going to impose sanctions on Russia. It's like, have you got any sanctions left? Have we not imposed every sanction possible because they invaded Ukraine? Is there anything left you can impose on them? What are you going to do? Start calling them names? I mean, there's nothing else we can do. We're not doing any import-export. We're not buying any of their stuff. We've frozen all their accounts. We've kicked all of their dignitaries out of all of our countries. What more can you do? It's like, we've stuffed them already. Not quite sure how much more stuffing we can do to them. But anyway, we will see. Kind of hoping this US dollar this Swiss franc's going to. What I would love to see now after this Canadian dollar and US dollar drop is the Swiss franc suddenly this afternoon go, tell you what, I'm going to buy a load of stuff. And the US and the Swiss franc rally like crazy. That would just literally get me out of absolutely everything, bank everything. And February will be an absolutely beautiful dream month. But at the moment, it's sideways. Right, so that's all I've got for you this afternoon. We've covered kind of everything. Tomorrow, so if you are, obviously the new streaming structure, if you like, is on the website. If you're not in Telegram, that's the thing. How am I going to post that to Discord? I need to figure out how to post to Discord. I suppose I just put it up once, don't I? Live stream. I need a live stream channel, live stream schedule channel, and I'll just post it in there every day. Yeah, I'll do it every week. It's easy. Just figuring stuff out in my head. So tomorrow, because there's no news, well, sorry, no, there is news. Have I got the news? No, I haven't. Sorry. Tomorrow, there is no news. There is news, but it's FOMC, and I'm not streaming at 7 o'clock at night. So there's no news during the day tomorrow. So you got to watch out for the wage price index. That might turn this Aussie move around. And we've got FOMC tomorrow evening. It is just meeting minutes, though. It's not an inflation figure, and it's not a press conference. So it is literally just a little bit of news, which we probably already know anyway. So it's unlikely we're going to get a lot of movement out of that. So because there's no major news tomorrow, we're just going to do 2 live streams tomorrow, an 8 o'clock and a 2 o'clock, where I'm just going to do an overview of FX. We'll have a look at what has happened yesterday. Tomorrow morning, today, we'll have a look at what I've closed out, any new trades taken, what the positions are in, etc. Why is that reset? Weird. What's happened there? That was weird. That glitched then. Don't know what that said. 1970, didn't it? Don't know what that was. So we'll just have a look at everything that's closed out today. Anything that I close out, I will post in Telegram anyway. Just see if there's any new positions and obviously do the normal analysis. So we'll have a look at anything that anybody wants to have a look at. But there's lots of things setting up today. So Aussie CAD I shall be getting into, Aussie Yen I'll be getting into, New Zealand CAD and New Zealand Yen. So these will be new entries on H1M5. ADR reversals, there'll be new entries taken today on anything that's got over 125 ADR. So New Zealand US, New Zealand CAD, Pound US, Pound CAD, Euro US, Euro CAD, and Aussie CAD will all have entries taken today if there is a reversal alert today. So a lot of these, you're not going to get reversal alerts on. Yeah. So Euro CAD, for example, that is the entry. So if we don't get down to there, if we just sit around and do this for the rest of the day, or it continues to push up, there will be no entry taken. So obviously, entries are only taken on reversal alerts. If there isn't one, there is no entry. So these are all setups, but we need a signal. So we'll wait and see what happens on those, but I will be getting into those if the market reverses. And obviously, I'm not in them already. So New Zealand, US, I've already got into. Look, for example, there you go. So that's a 125 ADR. Yeah, there's your reversal alert. There's your entry short. So I'll be looking for roughly half an ADR out of that, which is 24. So I'll target that propulsion, that tiny little one, which is the break of that high, which on the hourly will be propulsion gap there, which is a break of this area. So looking for a retest and continuation or an A-shaped recovery, one or the other. So there's a short there. So yeah, be taking a few new positions, I should imagine, today. Be nice to get that back over to a 0, wouldn't it? But tough month this month. February has not been fun. But anyway, it's a short month. So we'll reset that and do March. Still profitable, but could have been better, couldn't it? All right, so I'll be back tomorrow. So 8 o'clock tomorrow morning for the morning session and 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon for the afternoon session. We'll have a look at what's happened with the Aussie news overnight, get prepared for FOMC, and just do the normal analysis stuff and anything else you want to talk about, really. So, and I'll have a look at seeing if I can get this Discord channel set up as well. I need to do some figuring out basically on that because I have no idea how it works from a respect of people being able to do stuff on it. So I need to kind of spend a bit of time reading at some point. All right, so have a good day. Anybody needs anything, let me know. I'll be in Telegram, and if you need anything, I'll be in there. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good afternoon.